Welcome back to Leader Be Led, where we talk life, politics, and common sense side of the brain, which is getting shorter and shorter supply anymore. Well, I'm going to start off on this podcast on our Columbia here in Murray County, Tennessee, water situation. I think I've mentioned a little bit before, but 5 board members or 6, something like that, decided we need a $500 million loan to upgrade the water system. And nobody else in the county had any say so on it. So our rate's going to go up 150%. So what that equates to, our average water bill is going to go up to $160. So I'll talk to a lot of local residents and such, and they said if it does that, we're moving because we can't afford to pay it. Our water bill now runs about $55. So this goes up 160%. It's going to be close to 200. And like I said, nobody had to say so. And like in other towns and cities across the United States, you have a bunch of Democrats come in, and most of them getting influenced by out-of-staters who move here. And this is what happens. So you got a handful of people who lives in the city of Columbia making decisions for the whole damn county, which isn't right. Especially that kind of money, that kind of rates. But Columbia, they own the waterworks and such, so the rest of us, we can all go to where. As far as they're concerned, they don't care. Because I guarantee it, some these politicians are getting their pockets lined somehow, some way. Because it's just like, I don't know what's happened, but you see, like I said, this all over the country. In every Democrat city, there's fraud going on. And I guarantee it, if you really dig into this water situation, that's what you'll find. You only got so much resources. And this little, what they call the river, in some places in the country, is not much bigger than a creek. Majority of places, I might be waist deep, but I could walk across it. So it wouldn't take much to, especially if we have a drought, for that river to get real low. And sometimes now it gets real low. So, but they're, say, well, we're still going to pump out so many more millions of gallons a day out of it. And they're not thinking about the poor people downriver who's not even in the county. They use the river. So their water is going to dry up because Columbia city officials decide, well, let's make some backdoor deals and fork over the money and hell with everybody else. You tell me how and why and how it makes sense. I've offered some local politicians here to do a podcast, but I'm not a big name, and I guess they look at me like an illiterate cowboy, which I'm not. I do have college behind me. Even though I might not sound like it, my English is, I've been kicked in the head a few times. And I try to get them to do a podcast and let's explain it and talk about it. I've offered, and a couple of them say, sure, we'll do it, and that's it. They don't say nothing. I guess because I don't have that many viewers right now, it doesn't matter. It would give them a platform to say what they feel, and me to ask the hard questions, and then to be answered to the average person. And locally, it would get out there because people would share it, and people want to know what they have to say. But they won't do it. And my question is, what's the real reason? Are they too scared that I'm going to ask the hard questions that they're either don't want to answer or can't? Or does it mean that average person in Murray County, they don't give a damn about? Personally, I think it's the latter. They don't really care. They want their position and that's it. So the average person is going to be stuck with a $500 million Columbia loan. Like I said, at some point they're not going to be able to pay back because everybody's going to leave. That's the long and short of it. It's common sense. It's called economics, idiots. I don't like using that word, but that's what these people are. Like I said, there's so many backdoor deals going on with this stuff that's coming out in the open. It's unreal, which is bringing out more backdoor deals on other subjects, other things. So, and Murray County, welcome Cuddles. Murray County always had a little bit of shady side to them with the judges and such, but this is on a different level. Years ago, it might be if you get pulled over DUI and judges buddy, they might dismiss the case or something like that. It doesn't affect everybody, but now the shadiness crap that's going on here in Murray County in Columbia, it affects everybody. And I told one of the county board members, I don't trust you, don't trust no politicians anymore. And I even told him, so I know I sound harsh. Did I apologize for being harsh? No. I was saying what needed to be said, and I said it. Now, one thing I sort of need to apologize for him is there's a bill, I guess, going in the House here in Tennessee about annexation, and I misunderstood it. So I did my research, and I see what it is, and it's keeping towns like Franklin, Nashville, or Columbia grabbing up other parts of the county without, due process or anybody say so. Just a handful of crooked board members. And people say, well, why don't you just vote them out? Columbia City is where all the California and New York and Yankees moved into. So, number one, they're not going to vote Republican if their life depended on it. So what they're going to do, they're going to keep voting in the same board members who okayed 150% water increase. How stupid is that? Well, that's just the way it is. I mean, Democrats, they don't look at things like normal people do. I don't know why. I try to figure it out, but I can't. And I'm not a one-party person. Through the past, I voted for whoever I thought was best, no matter Democrat or Republican. But now we got a whole different kind of Democratic Party. There's no empathy to them, even though they try to make out like it is. There's not. And it's like FDR's uncle said, not saying every horse thief is a Democrat, but every horse thief he's known was a Democrat. And that pretty well sums it up. Oh, sure, we got bad eggs on the other side. I mean, it's just people are human nature. But like I said earlier, it's just coming out more and more. It's really evident on the Democrats' side. So, like I said, I offered politicians to do a podcast, but I don't think they care enough to be asked the questions. I know when I do these type of podcasts, I just sort of off the cuff and I talk what comes in my head. I want to keep it real. I want to keep it like we're talking to one another. You know, something like that, I'd have to be more prepared and do my homework more. So when I ask them a question, they don't give me the answer that they've said in the past. I got something I can say, hey, no, this is not the way it is. And this is not what you said before. You know, people, we got to start thinking on our own and not depend on the government like Democrats want us to, or both parties for that matter. Because America's going to go as Iran did. I remember when it was pretty much free. Venezuela. Look what happened in that. I mean, you can go through country after country. And look what's happening in Europe. I mean, Lord help you. Now if you're in Great Britain and you say something bad about Muslim, you're going to jail. That's how bad it's gotten. And they call us on the right and conservatives and libertarians Nazis. No, y'all are calling the wrong people Nazis. Which I can go on and on for that on another time and another place. So like I said, people just use your common sense and don't fall for the jargon. Do your research like I did on the annexation. Ooh, that's hard for me to say. Part and feel like the way my thinking was, I was wrong. And I'll admit it. But from past experiences, what I did with it wasn't good. So that's what happened. It hit a nerve and I screwed up. I let my feelings take over, not my brain. See, when you let your feelings get in there, you get in trouble. But when my common sense and brain took over, I found out, oh, I was wrong. So, I admit it. I was wrong. So, both you people there is running for mayors, you're welcome to love to sit down and have a chat with you. And Mike, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name. On county board, love to sit down and have a chat with you. So, as I always say, be true to yourself. I started doing it like on my horse training videos on YouTube and my other channel, True to Your Horse. Sign off. I sort of get them confused. So, you know, if you like horses or animals, come and see me over there. And, you know, I'm doing this, both of them really for public service, my horse training videos and these podcasts. So, if you want to donate a couple dollars, go to PayPal to David@TrueToHorse.com, and I appreciate it. So, with that, use your thinking side of your brain, not so much your heart. And God bless and take care.